Have you ever made guacamole at home and thought, why does this not taste as good as Chipotle? Not your avocados, it's not your skill level, it's not even the recipe you're following. There's a few simple steps that you're probably missing that will take your guac from kinda mid to absolutely game changer. And you're in luck because I'm gonna show you exactly how to achieve this incredible, fresh, tangy, and delicious guacamole that's even better than Chipotle. Start by cutting open 2 perfectly ready avocados, remove the seed, and empty them into a bowl. It's important to choose perfectly ready avocados, and you can do this by looking at the color and the texture. You want your avocados to be brown and somewhat soft to the touch. If your avocado is too green and too firm, it will give off a bitter flavor and completely ruin the guacamole. So cut your avocados, remove the pit, place them in a bowl, and set aside while we work on this next step, which takes your guac to the next level. Take a serrano pepper, roll it, and chop it as finely as you can. Rolling it before cutting makes it just a little bit easier to remove the seeds and membrane and actually helps release some of that good flavor. Before you ask, yes, a little spiciness is absolutely mandatory for a perfect guacamole. I would recommend using about 1/3 to 1/2 of a serrano pepper, but you can add more or less just depending on how savage you are. So dice up your pepper and add it into a mortar, which is also called a molcajete, and let's get started on the onion. So for my recipe, I diced up about 1/8 of an onion, which is about 1/4 cup, into these fine little pieces and add it into the molcajete. And it's okay if the pieces are a little bit uneven because soon I'm going to show you the most important step and exactly what takes this guac from good to great. Now let's move on to the citrus. Take 1 lime, roll it, cut it in half, and squeeze as much juice as possible into the molcajete. Did you know that typically the citrus fruit with the smoothest outside skin will actually be the juiciest? So when you're picking out your lemons and your limes at the grocery store, go for the ones that are smooth and less textured for the most juice.
Ooh, that was so juicy.
Next, we're gonna add a pinch of Celtic sea salt into the molcajete. Finally, dice up a little bundle of cilantro. And I'm curious, comment below if you like cilantro or not. I know some people think that it tastes like soap, but I actually think it tastes great. Finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the secret to achieving perfect, beautiful, and amazing guacamole. Using your pestle tool, grind up all of these ingredients as much as possible. You want it to turn into almost a thin paste consistency before smashing in your avocados. Guys, I swear this is the key. It's almost like this allows all of the flavors to truly release and mend perfectly together. Smash in your avocados until you get your desired consistency. I like a chunkier guac, so I didn't fully puree the avocados, but again, do whatever you like best. Feel free to do a little taste test at any point to make sure you like what's going on so far. And last but not least, we're going to add in 1 tomato for even more flavor. Make sure you remove the middle of the tomato because this part is usually pretty watery and we don't want that to mess up our consistency. It's actually pretty easy to remove. Just grab a spoon and kind of scoop out this little middle part here. For the rest of the tomato, just dice into equal size pieces. You don't want them to be too small or too big. Just kind of think about how they will fit onto your chip. I like to use vine-ripened tomatoes because they are rich and extremely flavorful, but you could also use Roma tomatoes or cherry tomatoes for that good little bite. Finally, you're going to toss in your tomatoes and be sure to fold these in with a spoon. You don't want to use your pestle anymore at this point because that would probably crush up the tomatoes and cause it to be a little bit too watery. Top with a little more fresh cilantro.
That looks so good. Oh my goodness.
And enjoy. This guacamole is fresh, it's flavorful, it's tangy and savory. It's all of these wonderful flavors melded into a single bite. And using this mortar and pestle, it's even better than Chipotle. Perfect for an at-home Taco Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like the video and subscribe to my channel. I post a new video every single Friday where I show you how to make quick, easy, and delicious recipes in 30 minutes or less. I'm also taking requests at this time, so comment below if you want me to make anything special or specific. I love trying new recipes and I read every single one of my comments from you guys. And I will see you in the next video.